As of late, one of the new crazes has been space travel, where billionaires are taking leisurely trips to the skies. Man's race to space is entering a new era where the possibilities of going to the moon are more attainable for the everyday person. I noticed a common theme from our new explorers. They're launching the rockets from other areas outside of NASA and Cape Canaveral zone. So my curiosity sparked, and it made me research the history and background of why Cape Canaveral became the de facto home of America's space travel. I'm Jose, and I'm taking you on a journey to the state of Florida to discover the story of America's space coast, Cape Canaveral. The Sunshine State of Florida, the southeasternmost state in America. As a peninsula, it has endless beaches as it sits next to the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico on the other side. Throughout the year, the weather is tropical as it nears the Caribbean. NASA has a long history of conducting deployments from the Sunshine State. What was once a quaint little town has become a big tourist attraction for the state of Florida and a member of Florida's Space Coast, over 70 miles of coastline. This area contains many beaches and cities from this side of Florida, including Cape Canaveral and other known cities like Titusville, Palm Bay, and Port St. John. Cape Canaveral was once named Cape Kennedy after President John F. Kennedy, who accelerated plans for space travel.
To explore the moon, the planets, and the interplanetary environment of our solar system.
We begin with NASA itself and the reasoning for its creation. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, known as NASA, was created in the 1950s as America's answer to Russia's own launch of the satellite known as Sputnik. Tensions were high during the peak of the Cold War years, and world powers were on a hasty expedition to put a man on the moon. President Kennedy presented the challenge to the American community to deliver an American astronaut to the moon safely and back. Kennedy saw the race spark with the launch of Sputnik, causing the fear of then USSR to possibly exceed America in space travel. It fueled the ambition to take Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins to the moon. And this ambition became one of America's greatest achievements, as those three astronauts made a giant leap in 1969 with the world's first moon landing. So let's go back to the billionaires. I noticed they're conducting their launches from places like Texas, and even NASA itself used to conduct their launches from an area in New Mexico. So I wonder why NASA decided to move their operations to the state of Florida. The Sunshine State, it nears the Caribbean, and from a mathematical point of view, it's also one of the few American states that is closer to the equator. But what does this mean for space travel? As the Earth rotates on its axis, it creates positive kinetic energy. The closer to the equator, the greater the kinetic energy, which helps propel the launch of rockets, making it use less fuel. Cape Canaveral is also on the East Coast. When a rocket is eastbound, upon leaving Earth's orbit, it gets a boost from Earth's west to east rotation. New Mexico was the test site for NASA's original bumper rockets, but the area had limitations, only having a 100-mile max range for testing. Whatever was being launched had to go straight up and slightly north so that telemetry radars could maintain tracking of the rockets. This was a big barrier for the program and stifled the distance allowed to travel by the space explorers. Then, there's the other reasoning for location. and why Cape Canaveral has become the official American Space Coast. The technology for travel outgrew the sands of New Mexico, and also rockets going eastbound from the west tend to land in populated urban areas. Texas and Puerto Rico have also been desirable locations for rocket launches, but those two areas are densely populated across their territory. Florida has the advantage in case something goes wrong. The rockets can be sent into the Atlantic Ocean away from American citizens. When scoping out a new location for space travel, Cape Canaveral already had the infrastructure set in place, with a Navy and Air Force station grounded in the area. And Cape Canaveral itself has become one of the busiest seaports around the world as a departure point for many cruise ships. The area is one of many tourist attractions in the state of Florida and our gateway to the stars. Thank you for coming along on the exploration of Florida's Space Coast. If you've enjoyed this content, please give it a like and share. If you want to follow more of my adventures, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you can stay up to date with the tour. Until next time.